Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Colleen with Shine On Yoga. I have Fritz here, harassing Chai Cat, and a Sam. So if you have pets or kids or whatever going on, you can still do yoga. It's okay. We're going to deal with the distractions that we all have and do it anyway, because it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be distraction free. So today I have a nice little practice for you. It's not going to be strenuous. We are going to move and flow a little bit, but it's not going to be anything crazy. You don't necessarily need any props, but if you'd like some, I recommend blocks, bolsters, blankets. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry about it. We are going to start out today in a nice comfortable seat. So let's go ahead and start out cross-legged. Pay attention to what foot is in front of the other foot. So for me, my left foot is closest to my body. This will be important for later. Hi, yes, hello. And we are going to just start in a nice comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Let's take a moment to breathe and just set our pin for our practice today. Let go of anything that has gone on earlier or anything, if you're practicing early, anything you still have left to do. We're just going to let it go. So let's take a nice big inhale. And exhale, sigh it out. And as you sigh it out, let your shoulders drop. Another big inhale. And this time as we exhale, go ahead and relax your forehead. On your next exhale, maybe relax your jaw. If it feels safe in your body, you can close down the eyes. Or if not, just soften the gaze. Just take one more big inhale here. And then exhale. From here, we're going to start to just walk our hands forward. Now you don't have to come onto your, you don't have to come all the way down to the floor or anything like that. You can stay up a little bit higher. If you'd like though, you can bring your forearms to the floor and lower your forehead closer down towards the floor. And we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Just take some nice big inhales and exhales. Feeling the back body stretch. You might feel a stretch in your hips and the outer hips. When you feel ready, we're going to go ahead and walk it back up if you're not already. And then we're going to switch our feet. So I'm going to bring my right foot in and my left foot out. We'll take a breath, sit up nice and straight and tall. And then exhale, we'll walk it back forward. Again, going to where it's comfortable for you. It'll be different for every person. I'm going to take a moment here just to breathe. Right after a few breaths, we'll go ahead and sit back up. You can adjust your feet however you'd like. We're going to start stretching out our side body. I'm just going to bring my right hand to the floor, left hand reaching up and away. Take a nice big inhale here. And on your exhale, we're going to cross that midline and lean over towards the right. You're going to feel a nice big stretch on your left side body here. Breathe. After your next exhale, we'll return to center. Lower that left palm down. Let's just take a breath here. Compare both sides. See how you feel. And then when you're ready, we'll set our left palm down. Go ahead and reach that right arm up to the sky. Take a nice inhale here. And then exhale, we'll cross the midline, leaning over towards the right, or I'm sorry, the left, feeling a nice stretch in our right side body. And breathe. And when you're ready, we'll return back to center. And from here, we're gonna warm up our core a little bit. We're gonna do some kind of torso circles. So I don't know if you've seen one of those old-fashioned coffee grinders. It's kind of what we're gonna be doing with our midsection. So on an inhale, we're gonna go ahead and reach the chest forward, really feel that stretch. And then we'll round to the side, round through the back, and then over to the other side and then back forward. So just in a nice circle, go ahead and take your time. If anything feels sticky, then go ahead and you can stay with that a little bit longer. When you feel ready, we'll switch to the other side. We're just doing a few of these, not a bunch. Keep breathing as you round through. And then we'll return to center. All right, so we're a little bit warmed up now. We're gonna go ahead and transition onto our hands and knees. It is cold where I'm at, and it is getting colder. So I have a lot of layers on. If you are like me and have a lot of layers and you're wearing socks, now might be the time to take off those socks, unless you have little grippy things on the bottom so you won't be sliding around. I do not, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove my socks. We'll just set those aside. I'll come back to those later. And then we're gonna go ahead and set up in a nice tabletop position to start. So hips underneath, knees underneath your hip points, hands underneath your shoulders. Nice flat back here. Go ahead and walk your hands, just one handprint in front of where they were. We'll tuck our toes under, take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, we're gonna lift our hips up and back, straighten through the legs, coming into our first downward facing dog practice. You can bend one knee and then the other, feeling a nice stretch in those calf muscles. Just walking our dog here a little bit. Or if this does not feel good in your body, you can just be in stillness. That's fine too. Yogi's choice. Now, after a few breaths, go ahead and we're going to, on an inhale, lift up that right foot. Keep it in line with the hip. You don't have to go clear up here. So just nice in line with your hip point. On the exhale, bend that knee in towards your chest, shift forward, look forward, and then we're going to step that right foot in between our palms. Go ahead and lower onto the back knee. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. Just coming into a nice low lunge here. From here, let's go ahead and stretch out our hamstring. So we're going to walk it back, straighten through that right front leg for its entire back. Peel those right toes up off the mat. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. You're going to feel a nice big stretch in your hamstrings here. And just breathe. What? I see you. Hey, out. From here, we're going to go ahead and walk it back forward. And we're going to take our right hand, bring it to the inside, bring it to meet your left hand. We're going to walk our right foot out towards the edge of the mat. Go ahead and turn those right toes out. Keep looking forward, just nice and lifted. Coming into a little lizard variation here. And we're just going to breathe. After a moment, go ahead and walk that foot back in to a lunge, and we're going to keep walking it over. So walk it all the way over to the left side of the mat, and then you can go ahead and come onto that right shin, left leg out behind you, into a little pigeon. So we'll start out nice and tall here, nice big breath. And then exhale, you can lower those forearms onto the floor like we did earlier if you would like. So we'll just take a breath here for a few, really stretching out that hip. Let's go on. Out. Out. Hey, out. Thank you. All right. When you're ready, if you did lower down, go ahead and rise back up. We'll tuck those left toes under. Go ahead and lift that left knee up off the mat. And we're going to shift our right foot back to meet our left, coming into a plank. Now you can come into a half plank, knees lowered, or you can keep them lifted. And we're just going to breathe here for a moment, turning on our core, lighting a little fire. And from here, when you're ready, we'll lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. All right, when you're ready, we'll plant our right foot on the mat. Lift that left foot up. Inhale. Exhale, shift that left knee in towards center, look forward. And we'll step that left foot in between our palms, lower down onto that right knee. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Take a breath here just to prepare, and when you feel ready, we'll walk it back, peeling those left toes up off the mat, coming into a hamstring stretch. Fritz, out. 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 Thank you. Breathe. Pull that left hip crease back. And when you're ready, we'll walk it back forward. Go ahead and bring your left hand to meet your right. We'll walk the left foot to the edge of the mat. Let those left toes turn off the mat, coming into a little modified lizard here. And we'll breathe again. All right, after a few moments of breathing, we'll walk that left foot all the way across over to the right side. And then you can go ahead and come onto that left leg here as we come into a pigeon pose on our opposite side. Nice big inhale to lift the chest and the heart. And then exhale, you can fold forward if you would like, or you can stay lifted. Thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. Take a moment here just to breathe. Feel that stretch in the outer left hip. All right, when you're ready, if you are lower down, we'll return back upright. Tuck those right toes under, lift the right knee up, and then we'll step our left foot back to meet our right, coming back into a plank. This is actually our last plank, so make it a good one. Breathe. And on your exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Again, you can keep your toes tucked or untucked. On an inhale, we'll rise up into a cobra. You can keep it nice and low, or you can press through your hands and come up a little bit higher. Yogi's choice. Take a moment here to breathe. Next exhale, we'll lower it all the way back down. Let's tuck the toes under. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll press it up to plank. Inhale again. And then hips up and back, downward facing dog as we exhale. Again, take a moment here to breathe. Feel that stretch through the back body, through the legs, through the calf muscles. And when you're ready, go ahead and look at your hands. We're going to make our way up towards the top of the mat. So you can take baby steps, you can take big steps, whatever feels good in your body. Slight bend in the knees. Once you get there, on your next inhale, we're going to come up halfway. Keep a nice flat back again. Little bend in the knee. We don't want to lock out our knees. Inhale here, and then exhale, let it go into our forward fold. Take a moment here to breathe. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly start to roll it all the way up. Back to standing. Whew. All right. So we are going to do something a little bit fun. Some of you may not find it fun. I think it's kind of fun. It's called knocking on heaven's door. It's called different things in different modalities. So you may have done this before. You may have heard it called different things, but that doesn't matter what it's called. It's really the benefits of it. So what we are going to do, go ahead and widen your stance. It doesn't have to be super wide. We're not doing the splits or anything like that. So just a little bit wider than hip distance or the accessory of your hips. Let your arms fall loose. Let them hang. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to do this really slow. We're going to turn to one side, and then you can take your opposite arm once you get going, once this moves a little faster. You can slap your booty, you can slap your back, wherever it feels good for you to land. Otherwise, you necessarily don't have to. And then you would go to the other side and do the same thing. Now this opposite hand on the front, some people just let it swing, or you can take this opposite hand and you can just hit right below your collarbone. Now the important thing is, as you're doing this, some people like to do a flat palm, some people like to use a fist. We're not punching ourselves. It's more kind of a tapping. If you've done any sort of EFT tapping, it's going to be similar to that. We have meridian points in our body that store energy. Sometimes those emotions and those energies can get stuck. This tapping that we're doing is going to help to move any stuck and stagnant energy. And we don't want to take that old stagnant energy into the new year. I know we're at the beginning of December, but a lot of people are starting to think about New Year things and just kind of cleansing. We have a full moon coming up tomorrow, so let's just get our energies right. I'm going to just demo it for you kind of fast here. So this is kind of what it will look like. And what you want to do as you're doing this is make sure you're not by doors or anything on the wall that you can hit, because as you're swinging around, you might hit it and then you might hurt yourself. Okay, so I'm away from everything. We're just swinging back and forth. So this is an option. This is an option. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. You're just going to move back and forth. It looks kind of silly, but it's really effective. It's kind of fun, and it can be done in a really short time. All right, we're going to do this for 1 minute. So I'm going to time us. So take a breath. We're going to get started in 9, 8, 7 seconds. Ready, set. All right, let's knock. Sam agrees. I don't know if you guys hear him barking. He's barking at someone. We're just going to move back and forth, smile. Oops, hit the wall. You gotta be careful sometimes. We've only done about 30 seconds. About halfway there. A little over halfway there then. Thank you so much for the hearts on the live. I appreciate it. I'm a little far back, so I apologize. I can't see any comments. All right, 15 more seconds. Keep it going. Keep it going. Oops. I'm clearly not far enough away from the wall. I keep hitting it. All right, let's keep going. 2 and 1. We're going to start slowing it down. Don't come to an abrupt stop. Can't talk. We're just going to slow it down. And then bring it into stillness. Take a breath. And just see how your body feels. So we worked everything up. We got a little heat going. We're going to work on some balance. Balance work is really tricky if you're unfocused. So we're going to work on focus a little bit, more so than the pose. So a trick to the balancing is to look at something in front of you on the floor that's not moving. It can't be moving. If it's moving, you're going to move around with it. So focus on that spot just a little bit in front of you. We're going to move into a tree pose on both. We're going to do both sides, obviously. But I'm going to give you some different options for tree pose because it can be a little bit difficult. So we're just going to come to a standing position, whatever feels good in your body. And we're going to transfer the weight to, let's go with our right side first. So we're going to transfer the weight to the right side. And when we transfer the weight, we're not dumping it. So it's a transfer and not a dump. We're not pushing out the mom hip. The baby right here, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. That's hard on your joints. So instead, you're going to pull up from the hip, engage that quad, and you're just going to shift that weight over. So you won't really see it. It's not going to be a big dramatic shift. That's step 1. Step 2 is maybe you just lift your heel up off the mat. You can start there. You can do a little ankle circles, whatever you want to do there. And then if you're new to this, maybe just butterfly that leg out. Keep the sole of your foot on that ankle, on that right ankle. Another point I want to mention that I did not before, slight bend in that right knee. We're not locking it out. So for some, this is going to be your tree pose today, and that is perfectly fine. If you'd like a little bit more, slide that foot up onto your calf. Or if you've been doing this or your balance is great, maybe you can take that foot and bring it to your thigh here. So whichever one of those bus stops you're at, that is perfectly fine. The one thing that I do not want you to do, I beg you not to do, is don't put your foot on your knee. We don't want to press against our joints. That causes injury. So be very careful. Be mindful of where your foot is on your body. All right. Hands, what are we doing with our hands? They can be on your hips. You can bring them to prayer. Maybe you want to grow your tree, have some branches. If you're really good, you can close your eyes and look up. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to fall all over. So go ahead and take a few moments to play. If you sway, you sway. If you fall out of it, you fall out of it. Just come back into it. It is a practice, not perfection. We're just playing. Again, thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. There goes my balance. Let's take one more breath here. And then exhale, go ahead and mindfully put that foot down. We don't want to drop it. If you did drop it, that's okay. But try to work on mindfully putting the foot down, again, just to avoid injury. Take a breath, shake it out. We have another side to do. We want to be even. Working on balance here. All right, so let's shift the weight to our left. Again, we're not dumping. And then again, you can butterfly that leg out, bring that right foot to your ankle, your calf, or maybe the inner thigh. Hands can be on hips, prayer, stretched outward, any combination of those items. We're going to breathe here for a moment. Again, find a spot in front of you that is not moving, that you can look at. If you're having problems with balance, or if that's not even working and you are a beginner, you can find a wall, find Find something in your environment that you can use to lean on. That is perfectly okay. It's not cheating. You're still getting the benefits. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll let it go. Mindfully put that foot down. Shake out your other foot. We're going to go back down into forward fold. I'm going to stay looking at you. If you'd like to turn to the side of your mat like we were before, you can. I'm going to stay looking at you because we're going to start to make our way down to the mat, and I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So that is the only reason why. All right, let's inhale, reach up to the sky, and then exhale, we're going to swan dive forward. So shift your hips back, again, slight bend in the knee as we roll down into our forward fold. Inhale, we'll come up halfway, nice flat back here, and exhale, let it go. Come into your forward fold. Take a moment here to breathe. You can shake the head out, the neck, maybe nod yes, maybe nod no. If you'd like, maybe you can even clasp opposite hands onto your elbows. All right, let's make our way down to the floor. So go ahead and plant those palms and then start to heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, fancy yoga term. Your feet out a little wide, keep your toes pointed outward, not inward. From here, sink your center, so sink your bottom down. Turn to the side here. We're just going to sink it on down. Okay. Now, for some, you might be up here. Maybe you can't bring your heels to the mat. Maybe they're up here. And that is perfectly fine. You can be up here, you can be in kind of like this little froggy pose. If you are able to bring your heels down, you can. You might need to adjust your stance. So with what I'm doing, this rocking back and forth, is I'm just easing into it. My feet are down. Again, it's okay if your feet are not. Your hands can be down. Heels can be up. All of that's fine. If your heels are down, you feel really good here, you'd like a little bit more, bring your palms to prayer. And we're going to take our elbows and we're going to push them in between our legs here. So our knees are coming in, our elbows are pushing against our knee. We have this opposing energy force and we want to keep lifted. So we have a couple of things going on here. This is a really big hip opener. You're going to feel this in your hips. So we're just going to breathe here for a moment. Releasing any of that stuck, old, stagnant energy we don't need anymore. Let's let it go. All right. If you've had enough, I'm sure probably most people have, we're going to go ahead and get out of this. So what I like to do is I like to bring just one hand behind, and then the other, and then sit. Once you are sitting, if your feet are on the mat, go ahead and bring your feet together, soles together. Let those knees come open to either side. We're coming into a cobbler's pose. Now again, my hips are super open. I've been doing this a long time. If you're looking at me going, there is no way, blocks, if you don't have blocks, anything around your house, blankets, pillows, anything that will bring the ground up to you that is soft, you can use. Oops, don't throw them, but you can use it to support your legs by putting them underneath those knees and still sitting up nice and straight and tall. So this is an option. This is a perfectly good option. You're like, Colleen, I don't have anything. All I have is myself. I don't even have a mat. That's okay. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but my feet are super close in towards my center. Push those feet out away. Push them out. That's going to ease the tension on those legs. So find your cobbler's pose. Once you find that, you can take your hands, you can bring them around your feet, sit up nice and straight and tall. Take a few breaths here. And from here, we're gonna do one last thing. I don't know if you remember from when we started, when we crawled forward when we were in that sitting position, we're gonna do the same thing in cobbler's pose. So if this is not good in your body, stay where you're at. Otherwise, start to look forward and you can bring your head down towards your heels, maybe smell your toes. Or not. It's kind of gross. But whatever. Hopefully they're clean. I'm going to take a moment here just to breathe. After a few moments, go ahead and rise back up. And you can come back into whatever comfortable seat feels good to you. This is where we are going to end our practice today. If you would like to take a Shavasana, that is perfectly fine. If you need to get on with your day, you can do that. I want to thank you so much, the people on the live, the hearts, the support. I appreciate it so much. I am here every week on Wednesdays with a new yoga practice around the same time. If you caught the end of it, but you'd like to watch it from the beginning or maybe try it again, I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Shine On Yoga LLC. The link for that is in my bio. All of my practices are there. This one will eventually be there once I get it uploaded. I should have that done by early next week. I usually just let people know in my stories that it's done or on any of my other socials. And again, those are all in the bio somewhere. You can probably find me pretty easily. But yeah, those on the YouTube channel, all of those practices are 100% free. So if you like them, you can access them there and do them, share them. I do everything by word of mouth. So I appreciate getting the word out. For those of you watching the replay on YouTube, thank you so much. Know that you had a group of people practicing with you here today. Yeah, and I just really appreciate you guys being here in December, the last month of the year. Next week, I don't know if there will be a live practice or a new practice going up. Just as a note, I have some travel going on, so depending on my time management and what happens next week, it's a little tricky. So I know next Wednesday I won't be able to do it at the regular time, so it might be later, but I might just be done. So it might be Thursday, or I might just say, you know what, we'll just wait till next week. It's December, there's holidays, there's things going on. So if I don't see you guys next week, I will see you in 2 weeks, because in 2 weeks I will make sure to be back before the Christmas holiday and all of that, and New Year's. So I want to do at least one last yoga practice at least before all of that. So again, if I'm not here next week, it'll be 2 weeks, but you can follow along on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever, and I'll let you guys know. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again. I appreciate you. If it's cold where you're at, stay warm, be safe, and I will see you later. Namaste.